What a fun time for a life update. I'm in Tasmania. So we're making protein oatmeal for breakfast. You guys know the deal. Trying to keep protein high for during the travels, so. Mostly using the almond milk to dilute, but it also is enriched, so it gives me some extra calcium in the day, fortified up to 30% of my daily recommended value in calcium. So as someone who is lactose intolerant, that is super helpful for me. Okay, I know it looks crazy. However, it is protein oatmeal. Now, I could make this a beautiful video where I put it in a bowl, make it all look pretty, but a realistic, we're minimizing the number of dishes we have to do. So might as well eat it from the pan. A stove to go.
About go hiking. Gotta go drive for an hour and a half, man.
Ooh. Things I hate the most about van life include, but are not limited to, doing the dishes. Kitchens are incredibly convenient. We're in Tasmania. So, what was the last video that I posted? I think I mentioned that recently. So we're currently in Tasmania. We're on the east coast of Tasmania. We have done kind of like a loop so far, starting in Devonport, cutting through the center, doing a bunch of national parks. We just left the Tasman Peninsula and are headed up north to the Bay of Fires, but today we're doing two different hikes. One is the Wineglass Bay Lookout and the other one is called Mount Amos, so we'll take you along for that. But I thought I would just show you what I'm up to recently because life's been a little bit different now that we're traveling. We left Melbourne and we've been traveling around Tasmania so far in a roof tent, still getting into the swing of things workout-wise, but I've been doing a lot more cardio and walking than normal, and also a lot less strength training than normal as well. But I'll give you more of an update on that later as we're hiking. It's so beautiful here. Okay, while I don't need to do makeup, especially considering we're on a trip right now, I just like feeling put together. Makes me feel more alive after sleeping in a car or roof tent overnight. So, if you know, you know. Just feeling better now. And we're gonna go get water because we've run out, and that's a essential thing for us to survive. So let's go. All right, so we just made it to the visitor center, and on the drive, I was able to call my mom, chat with her for a bit. It's kind of nice to chat with family sometimes because we don't always have the best Wi-Fi connection here, so it's a bit spotty sometimes when we call, but we got through. I also posted on Instagram while Jensen's been driving, so this is the perks of being passenger princess, is I get to do the navigation and call my family and post, so it's a vibe. And we're gonna go hike now. The plan is starting with the harder one because our muscles will be freshest and we have the most energy. And then we'll get into some of the easier ones. So first things first, let's hike. Take this one.
just 3 to 5 hours.
Difficult hikes mean steep hiking, which means stairmasters for hours. That's my mind. That's my girl math for hiking. Oh, nice. Me and Jensen share our backpack. We put all the stuff in the backpack and we just take turns with who's hiking at each point in time. But if you think about it, kind of like wave calisthenics. Jensen's giving me a look, I know. It's just funny. I found that hiking is actually one of the better times for me to just have a really clear mind and come up with my more creative and clear-headed thoughts when I'm on my phone or on my laptop or when I'm in nature and my phone's on airplane mode to save battery. It is harder to be distracted. Sphere hazard area. Nice. So far, so good. Gave Jensen the backpack because he was complaining about how slow I was. So now he has it, and life just got really easy here. So, literally stunning hike.
Ready for more rocks around there.
The best hike ever. Well, we're planning on hiking Mount Fuji in a few months, so good Fuji hiking, if I do say so. Practice, yeah. We made it to the top. We came up that side, and that's our view. Now we're hydrating, having a snack. Back from the hike, and it's time for lunch. And I guess we should go on our hike now. Hike number 2. This one is supposed to be less strenuous than the first. We're not even in it for the cardio. The second one, this is just vibes, just views. And I'm pretty tired, so. Hike number 2 is pretty much just like a really lovely path of walking by this stunning coast right here. Views, they're so pretty. At the moment, me and Jensen are now scheming because it's still early in the day. It's not quite 1, it's about 1 p.m. We're scheming for a coffee shop. Thoughts on that?
I didn't hear what you said.
I got a flat white. That was the shortest coffee shop visit ever, but they actually ended up closing right after we got there. So we were only there for about 30 minutes. And so I brought my coffee to go. And I thought this would be a great time as we're driving to our next campsite for me to update you on my training situation since I'm currently traveling. I don't actually have access to a gym most of the places I go. So we've been traveling for about week and a half now, and we've still got another 5 days to go before we head back. It's been pretty much minimal access to a gym. We've stopped at a gym about 3 times total, so I've gotten in 3 gym workouts, which have been a mixture of weights and also calisthenics. And as you can see, my days have been a lot more cardio focused via hiking and a lot less strength training, which is kind of just how it goes when you're on the road. But I have that itch. I yearn to get back into my training, my normal, regular strength workouts. That being said, there's always seasons of training, and right now, this is not a season of routine strength training or anything like that. Right now is just a season of me moving my body in a way that's slightly more focused on cardio and a bit less on strength, a bit more flexible and spontaneous, getting in workouts when I can, as opposed to more routined, which usually would be like a wake up, go to the gym situation and then get on with the rest of your day. But obviously now, based on the hours that we're going to be camping and when we have to leave camp so that we can go off to go do the rest of our day activities of traveling and such, it isn't always realistic for me to get in my workout in the morning. It's just a season of change and flexibility and a bit more go with the flow. There's always like that side of discipline training versus intuitive training, and you fall somewhere on the spectrum based on what you're currently doing in your life and what your goals are. And right now is not a season of discipline training. And by right now, I mean like the past week we've been traveling. So it's still a new progression as I get used to this new style of training and figuring out the split of calisthenics versus weights versus cardio. So far it's been a lot of cardio, which is great for training to hike Mount Fuji in a few months. However, definitely missing my normal workouts a bit. But also, I'm a human, and as humans, we are not meant to do one type of exercise or one type of movement activity for our entire lives. We're not meant to just do our strength routine or focus on building muscle for our entire lives, or even just doing cardio. We're meant to evolve and adapt and do different activities and challenge our bodies to move in different ways. Even elite athletes who are competing, they don't, like for example, marathon runners, they don't only run long distance marathons, they do short speed work to train their cardiovascular system in different ways. And they also do strength training to help build strong muscles and tendons so that they're well-rounded and able to run even faster in their marathons and strengthen their bodies to run such long distances. We're not meant to just do one type of activity. And right now I'm really embracing that as I go off and hike all these beautiful mountains and use my body in different ways. And it's honestly just such a privilege to be able to do that, even to move my body and experience different cultures and parts of the world, living in Australia the past few months and currently traveling around Tasmania. It's such a blessing. And I think when I get into the headspace of, oh man, I miss like my normal routine and my normal workouts, and I haven't been able to do like a normal calisthenics training session or like my front lever training or handstands or anything, like whenever I get into kind of like a mental shift of I'm not able to do this, it's always good to just shift my mindset to remind myself that it's actually just such a blessing that I'm even able to move my body and to go challenge myself and to use my body in different ways to explore the world around us. And sorry, there's so many cars going by, I keep getting distracted by them. And that's honestly one of the reasons that I train hybrid calisthenics. It's really nice to be able to not necessarily be an ace of one thing, but I almost prefer to be like a jack of all trades, be able to use my body in any situation that I might find myself in, whether it's running, whether it's hiking a mountain, whether it's doing pull-ups or doing squats and like training for muscle. And although there are different types of movement that I prefer to do more often and focus on a little bit better and that make me feel good, it's a blessing that my training helps translate into so many different forms. So for example, I can go hiking, even though I haven't been training hiking, I've been strengthening my legs, my quads, my calves through calisthenics and weights training. And now I'm able to use that muscle that I've built and challenge it in different ways, which is going up mountains and seeing all these beautiful views. Anyway, I've gone on a rant now, but that's kind of the update on my training situation. So we're still figuring out what we're doing, but I will keep you updated on exactly what I end up doing. And since we've still got like an hour of driving and me being passenger princess here in the front seat, I'm gonna do some client check-in work right now. So I'm gonna be on my laptop doing that, and I'll catch you when we get to our campsite in a bit. Bye. It's so funny. So I've just been doing a little bit of editing right here. But we just drove through a really cute town. We've been in kind of more remote areas for so long. We were driving through the town for like 5 minutes, and Jensen was like, wow, this town is huge. We were like just in it for 5 minutes. And by the time I pulled out my camera to show you guys, we had already gone through it. But that just speaks to how long we've been in rural areas. We've been in the trees for so long that we barely recognize civilization. No, just kidding. But actually, we're almost at our campsite. 19 minutes to go. think for dinner we're thinking pancakes and then beans and then some veg. That's what we're going with. And I've got this protein pancake mix. Pretty much it's just wheat protein. They just add in a bit of extra isolated wheat protein. 15 grams for 3 pancakes. Sounds pretty good. Let's get cooking. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Unfortunately, we don't have blueberries, although that would absolutely slap. Banana pancakes is actually so good. You want to split a banana? New game plan. We're adding bananas. If I've learned one thing from my years of science training in chemistry, it's that you have to mix up and down, like pipetting up and down. It's a better way of mixing than just stirring the mixture around like this. You go from top to bottom because things will settle. Added a bit of the mixture to make it a bit more chunky, so hopefully it's less crepe, more pancake. Fine flip, fine flip. Exceptional. My flipping skills are on point, one might say.
Finished pancakes, and we're just gonna wrap up the night with a little bit of a beach walk.